All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Merkah HaKodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Merkah HaKodash, Barakatam. It's the brother Kazah, coming back at it again with another lesson. All right, and the title of this lesson is going to be, The Lord is Not With Islam, man. All right, and this lesson comes through the inspiration of this article I came across. This news that just happened in Iraq. They had a shrine. They go into the Islam over there. And they had a shrine, and that shrine, got completely destroyed, man. And that is you know what I'm saying, obvious display, a clear display that the Lord is not with the Islam, man. Yahweh Shemi Shai does not dwell in temples made with hands, and Islam is also, an example of that, because they go to a mosque to worship, the Allah, which Allah is a Hebrew word. It just means power, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all Allah means. That's what the word Allah goes back to, and furthermore, the book that they read, Quran, it goes back to the Hebrew word Qur'ah, which means to recite. All right. And the reason why, the Spirit taught me to do this lesson is because, we get mixed up for being, Muslims, man. I see, time and time again, I've experienced this myself, and I was pushing with brothers, you know what I'm saying? People come up to us and they think we're Muslims, which we're not, man. All right. We Hebrew Israelites, and Yahweh Shemi Shai is not with Islam, man. Okay. Because really they take after our ways. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? It's a recitation of the scriptures. And there ain't no prophecies in the Quran. Ain't no power in the Quran. And when you go into what they worship, all right, when you go into their customs and practices, all right, they go to a city called Mecca and bow themselves before some rock. And that's what they do in the mosques and in places like that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's idolatry at the end of the day. All right, it's this vain, idolatry. They trying to make themselves, look holy, but really they not, man. All right, so anyways, let's get started with this article. All right, it's called Bodies Pulled from Landslide-Stricken Shrine. All right, now I first thought this was somewhere, in Latin America. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that happens, more commonly than not, over there. You know what I'm saying? They get to worshiping their idols. The Lord sent a landslide, and the whole village is under the mud. You got to pull the people out and stuff, which that's judgment, man. Because you tribes, you're not supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, bowing yourselves down before idols, man. You're not supposed to be worshiping no idols, man. For you Latin tribes, man. All right, but this happened in Iraq, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's where the so-called Ishmaelites, dwell at. You know what I'm saying? So that's, they into the Islam stuff, and they out there getting judged for it, man. They getting judged. They getting, Esau bombing them. The Lord ain't with the Islam, man. All right, so let's go into the article a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If we could find something in there, we find something in there. If it's, miscellaneous things and this miscellaneous, we just move on to the scriptures, man. All right, so it reads, rescue workers in central Iraq believe that as many as 8 pilgrims remain trapped at the Shia holy site. All right, so it says rescues have removed 4 dead bodies from the rubble of the Shia shrine in Iraq that was hit by a landslide on Saturday. So that's the wrath of the Most High right there, man. Because he ain't with that Islam shit, man. All right, and that's one of the things too. These heathens, man, they get proud, with they philosophies, their religions and their idols. You know what I'm saying? They get real proud, man. All right, but Yahweh Shemi Shai is starting to show, who the true power is. Okay, so continuing on, it says at least 6 pilgrims have been found alive under the rocks and earth, and video footage captured the dramatic rescue of 1 child. All right, so some people, you had survivors, before people died. It says the Katarat Ali Shrine, I'm not gonna try to pronounce most of it. It says located near the Iraqi city of Karbala, was buried beneath a deluge of sand and rocks on Saturday. with officials blaming the landslide on saturation of an embankment behind the building, due to high humidity. Around a third of the building, which sits in a natural depression surrounded by high embankments, was destroyed. Emergency workers told the reporters. So, hey man, the Lord destroying these these places of worship, man. And that's actually something that's gonna happen, too. When we get raised up, man. When Jake becomes a new sharp threshing instrument, as the scripture says, these mosques, these little temples, they're gonna be destroyed, man. All right, whether it be Buddha, the Buddhist temples, synagogues, you know what I'm saying, where these, where these small hats go and they read the Talmud, all that's gonna be destroyed, man. All right, because it's gonna be righteousness in the earth, man. And these places aren't places of righteousness. They're places of idolatry. They're places of, heathenistic philosophies, So continuing on, and it reads, all right, working through the night, rescuers began removing trapped victims from beneath the rubble. Video footage captured the moment that a child was pulled alive from the scene and stretchered to safety. All right, so that's, you know what I'm saying? Hold on a sec. That's basically what happened. We're going to skip past the videos. If you brothers want to watch the video, you can watch the video. You know what I'm saying? It's on the RT article. All right. It says 6 victims, including 3 children, were brought to the safety in total. However, civil defense official told AFP on Sunday that 4 bodies have been recovered, which is probably more than 4 bodies, man. It's probably like maybe a dozen or so, that lost their lives. But hey, who knows, man? Maybe it was only just 4, because some of these places are small, man. All right, but continuing on, and it reads, earlier rescuers told AFP that they were battling free between 6 and 8 people who were still caught beneath the debris. It is unclear whether the 4 bodies are included in this 4. The shrine contains a freshwater spring that Muslims believe their first imam, I don't know who that is, drank on the 7th century. All right, so these are like, they're figures that, you know what I'm saying, that that they're notable characters that they regard as prophets or something. Let's go into the word imam. You know what I'm saying, just to look that up. All right, let me see. Imam, what does that mean? A person who leads a prayer in a mosque. Okay, so this is basically just like a priest, not necessarily a prophet. All right, so, that got out of the way with. So continuing on, it says, drank in the 7th century. Karbala is home to numerous religious sites and is considered a holy city by the Shiites. So I guess that's a brand of Islam, and millions of whom travel to the city every year. So this is where, it becomes idolatrous, you know what I'm saying? And really they follow after our ways too, because during the Passover, we go back to Jerusalem, to keep the Passover, so that's how you see how it's a recital of the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, they got they go there, they got the monuments and things of that nature, because that's of the heathen, man. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai ain't with this, man, because here it is, they, it's like they hijack, certain parts of our customs in our scriptures, and run with it, man. And here it is, Jake in the hood, he don't know who he is. All right, but these Ishmaelites, these so-called Arabics, they know who the children of Israel are, man. And they come here, they set up their stores, they set up their liquor stores and their businesses, profit out for our people, and they don't tell them who they truly are. And then they wonder why, you know what I'm saying, the Lord is messing their ass up. Which they heathens, they gonna get messed up by default, especially those that are here in Babylon, man. They're not gonna be saved when the missiles come down. You know what I'm saying? And it's all in righteousness, man. All right, because they ultimately above us as this moment, but soon they're gonna be at the bottom. All right, so let's go into the scriptures. All right, and let me see. I want to start off with let's start with the book of Psalms, chapter 115, chapter 115. All right, so let me see. There we go. All right, because this is a good chapter when it comes to the idols, man. Because that's what they be doing out there, in Mecca, man. You know, they go over there, they be you know what I'm saying? They be bowing down before some rock, man. Let me see. Mecca. Let's go into that. Let's go into the images. You know, this what they be doing, man. And you see a big rock right there, right? Some cube. I don't know exactly, you know, what's inside the thing. You know, I think it's some asteroid or something, if I'm not mistaken. You know, brother that knows more, you know, you probably know what's inside this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too well versed in Islam, but as you can see, man, it's like a whole stadium. You know, it's like a Middle Eastern coliseum. You know, and all around you see thousands of people bowing themselves down and giving reverence to this, you know, this rock, you know, this cube. You know, it's just vain idolatry, man. And Yahweh Shemel Shai is not with this, man. And truth is going to be declared throughout the world, man. The whole world is going to know truth. And the scriptures talk about that. All right. Instead of worshiping these, you know, these different religions, these idols and philosophies, in the kingdom, the heathens, you know what I'm saying? Which really, I don't want to say in the kingdom, but in the new heaven and the new earth is a better way to put it. You know, these heathens is going to be worshiping Yahweh Shemel Shai. Ain't going to be no idolatry in our time when we over these heathens, man. All right. Even when the 1,000 years of slavery is up, you know, they gonna go back to their lands. You know, they gonna you know, be able to, you know, be over their people, whatever order that they have, you know, amongst themselves. You know, but they gonna be worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and they gonna be keeping the law, statutes, commandments. They're not gonna be, you know, going into the different idolatries and the different religions and philosophies, man. You know, but continuing on into the scriptures. All right, we're gonna go with the book of Psalms, chapter 115, verse 1, and it reads, "Not unto us, O Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake." All right, wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their power? But our power is in the heavens, and he hath done whatsoever he pleased. All right, and that's another thing too. You know, our power. We don't go over here and we don't make, you know, in the ancient times we don't make, you know, figurines resembling the Heavenly Father, man. You know, and that just shows that how real he is. You know, because a heathen will go and make some little, you know, figurine, some little statue, you know, and say, yeah, this is my God, this is my power. You know, some creation made with hands. You know, a heathen will tell you, oh, if you go to this city, there's this stone, this cube, and you know, it's very important to us. We worship it. Some stone, some cube, man. Here it is, our Heavenly Father. He created that stone. He created the whole earth. He created the heavens. Everything that's written in his book is coming to pass and been happened. You know, it's a difference, man. All right. So verse 3, but our power is in heaven, and he hath done whatsoever he pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. All right, which is true. You know, they got the sculptor, you know, they build, you know what I'm saying? They statues and idols and whatnot. You know, they just, you know, the imagination of men. You know, just like and that's one of the things, you know, with these heathens. You know, they don't abide in the truth, man. You know, even in Christianity, you know what I'm saying, which was, you know, basically our book hijacked by these devils, man. You know, they go and they make all manner of cunningly devised fables. You know, they talk about Nephilim, fallen angels, and how angels came and they, you know, had sex with the women, when the scriptures clearly tell you they can't do that. You know, but continuing on, it says their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. You know, and that's going more into, you know, the figurines, you know, the statue-looking idols. You know, but this falls in line with the same category, man. You know, because they are worshiping a lifeless object. You know what I'm saying? They gathering together some lifeless object. They worshiping it, man. You know, and nowhere in the scriptures does it tell you to go and worship this stone in Mecca, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the other things that they like to, you know, think these you know, Ishmaelites, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got Elam too, you know, the so-called Persians. You know, they like to say that, you know, Hebrew Israelites were done away with and the Lord is now dealing with Ishmael. No, man. You know what I'm saying? Or the Lord is now dealing with, you know, whoever is in Islam, basically, you know. So continuing on, and it reads, they have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them, are like unto them. So is every one that trusts in them. All right, because they make idols after themselves. And it's really like a reverse thing, because see, the Lord made us after his image, right? Our power made us after his image. These heathens make their powers after their images. They got the game backwards, man. All right. Continuing on. And it says, O Israel, trust thou in the Lord. He is their help and their shield. O house of Aaron, trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He is their help and their shield. Ye that fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, trust in the Lord. He is their help and their shield. Okay? Because at the end of the day, man, these other philosophies, they not going to deliver you, man. Islam is not going to deliver you, man. Where was Allah when that happened? You know what I'm saying? When a literal landslide hit one of their sacred places of worship, that they highly regard because somebody, used to pray there or something like that. Where was Allah when the landslide came down and they killed 4 people, and they had to pull out the rest, the other survivors? Where was the Lord? Sorry, not the Lord. Where was Allah when that happened? It just goes to show that, the truth is going to be made manifest. These heathens have forgotten Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is written of in the book of Psalms chapter 9. And actually we won't get that. We're not going to get, the full passage. We're just going to get the key point. All right, where it says, verse 17. All right, so Psalms chapter 9, verse 17, it says, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High. All right, and through their religions, their philosophies, right, their way of lives, and just basically their philosophies, man. These nations, the whole world has forgotten about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, they have. All right, you don't see any of these nations talking about the true power of the Bible. All right, the true God of the Bible, of Israel, man. You don't see that. They talking about some Buddha. They talking about some Allah, which Allah just means power. All right, and so on and so forth. And let's not get started with Christianity and with their idols and their saints and the northern tribes that be all into them. All right, and then they wonder why when some calamity happens, they dying, and you know what I'm saying, because they worshiping something that isn't real, man. So continuing on, we're gonna go with the book of let me see. So we had we had Psalms 115, Psalms chapter 9. All right, yeah, we're gonna just finish it up. Or matter of fact, we're gonna go with the book of Isaiah chapter 40, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I'll see right there's a good one right there. Book of Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. All right, and it says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as small dust of the balance. Now, the reason why, the Spirit on me to bring this out is because ultimately Islam is a product of the heathen. All right, and the Lord is not dealing with the heathen. This is what the Lord thinks about the heathens, man. They are as a drop in the bucket. They are counted as the small dust of the balance. They are basically they are worthless in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. Okay? And that's why we on top, man. That's why we should not be trying to go and follow after the ways of these heathens, man. But that's what Jake be doing. That's another reason why, the Spirit is on me to do this lesson, man. Because Jake into that Islam shit, man. Jake into the 5%ers and things of that nature. You got even the Latin tribes going into that, man. It's just another You know, another stronghold that we breaking down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, Christianity, man, we already broke that down. You know what I'm saying? We already broke Christianity down. You know, brothers are still, you know, making their lessons because the spirit is on them. You know, because ultimately, man, you know, Christianity is very important, you know, to break down, because they the ones who trying to claim our book, man. You know, they the ones that try to claim our book. You know, they hijacked our book, you know, put their face on it, and now they telling us, you know, what we can and can't do. You know, not necessarily what we can and can't do, but they, you know, trying to control the tribes through the scriptures, man. You know, at least that's what they tried to do in plantation Christianity. You know, now you got these heathens, you know, nah, man, we not going after these heathens, man. Yahweh Shem Shai ain't dealing with these heathens. Okay, so let's go with another one. This is not the scripture I wanted to get, actually. You know, I think it's in Isaiah 41. Let me see. Yeah, this is where it's at. Salakia. All right, so we're going to go straight to the point. Okay. And matter of fact, I'm bringing this out on this one. I meant to bring it out on this one. All right. So I was in Isaiah 57, and I believe it was verse 13. Okay. So I'm going to save that. We're going to go with Isaiah 41. And let me see. Isaiah 41, and yeah, there it is right there. All right. So I'm just going to get straight to the point. You know, a matter of fact, I'm gonna start from 14. You know, where it says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith Yahweh Shem Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel." All right, so there it goes, man. It shows how, it tells you how the Lord is going to help us, and he will help us, man. All right, here it is. He, just as it was prophesied, America's downfall is manifesting. All right, Babylon's downfall is manifest. All right, and guess what else is in prophecy? Us being delivered from it. So just the same way, you know, that's manifesting, you know, that Babylon's downfall is manifesting, our deliverance and salvation and being able to escape from the said perils is going to manifest too, man. And that's the trust that we have in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So verse 15, and here's a key point. "Behold, I'll make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth, that thou may thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff." All right. Now, when you go into the Hebrew word for hills, all right, the word is gibah, or gabah, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, in the paleo. You know what I'm saying? You just look these you know, just look at these characters, you know, and it'll tell you when you see the chart. All right, but this the Hebrew word H13 and 89. All right, and one of the definitions is as a place of illicit worship. Okay. Salakia. All right, so it says as a place of illicit worship. All right, so you best believe when we get raised up, all these temples, all these mosques, all right, all these synagogues where they worshiping Talmud, and you know what I'm saying, all these different, you know, religions and idolatry is going to be done away with, man. We're going to be destroying temples. All right, and the truth will be made the truth will be declared, all right, and pushed on the whole earth. Okay. So continuing on, and it says, well, actually, that's it on that. You know, so now we go back to Isaiah 57, verse 13. All right, and this ultimately for these, you know, for you Jakes that still want to go and, you know, go into these different philosophies, these different idolatries, man. You know, wanna still worship Allah in Islam. You know, want to call these heathens your brother. You know what I'm saying? You want to, you know, worship, you know, the different saints in Catholicism. All right. All hell is getting ready to break loose, man. We'll see if your God save you. All right. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? That's what it says in the book of Isaiah 57 and 13. It says, "When thou criest, let thy companies deliver thee." All right. Now let's go into the Hebrew word for companies. All right. So it says right there, quibus. Okay. Which that's not how you know what I'm saying, pronounce it. You pronounce it, you know, through the, let me see. Let's like it. That's going into something else. Hold on. You pronounce it in the chart right here. Just download yourself a chart, line the words up, man. And as simple as that. All right. Or line the characters up, and it's as simple as that. All right. So that's the Hebrew word. All right. So it says an assemblage, a gathering, right? But when you look closely, okay, it says one of the definitions is heaps, right? And when you look closely, let me see if I could zoom into this. All right, where it says Brown Driver Breaks Lexicon. All right, where it says a noun, a masculine. All right, it says heap, and it says right there, Isaiah 57:13. This is basically referencing the idols. All right, it says thy heaps of idols. Okay, so that's what it means by, thy companies. Because at the end of the day, a company is just an assembly of something. It's a heap. It's an assembly of something. So this is in reference, in context, talking about the idols. All right, so let your heaps of idols, let your company of idols deliver you. All right, that's what that's basically saying. Basically, the Lord is not gonna hear, Israel when all hell breaks loose. When I say Israel, I'm talking about, the Jakes that's in the world that's worshiping these different idols, man. He's not gonna hear y'all, man. All right, he's not gonna hear them. He's gonna hear the elect. You know what I'm saying? Because the elect is gonna know his name. The elect is gonna have the wisdom and knowledge, which is gonna be their stability in that time. Lord willing, we're of that number, right? But this is gonna be what happens, to the rest of the nation that is still wanna, go into these vain philosophies, these idols, these different religions. All right, so it says, when thou criest, let thy companies deliver thee, but the wind shall carry them all away. Vanity shall take them, but he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and shall inherit my holy mountain. Okay, so hey, man, that's what, basically, what it says, man. Those that wanna, serve and worship idols, guess what, man? Let them idols deliver you when all hell breaks loose. All right, and it's gonna be just like the outcome is gonna be just the same outcome that happened here. All right, where a whole, actual calamity happened, the wrath of the Most High happened. Where was Allah at? You know what I'm saying? Where was Allah at to deliver them? Nowhere, man, because he's not real. Okay, the real Allah, the real power, the true power is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. All right, so let's go into, let me see. Let's go into the book of Second Esdras chapter. I forgot where it was. Hold on, let me look it up. All right, let me see. Second Esdras 6:28. All right, so we're gonna finish it up with this. All right, book of Second Esdras chapter 6. Chapter 6 verse 28. Let me see. All right, let's go with verse 27. All right, and it reads, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. All right, and Islam is part of that deceit, man. Okay, it's part of that, you know what I'm saying, that movement to keep us in the dark, because here it is, they know a thing or two, but they're not letting us know, the full picture of it, man. Which we already know the full picture, but as far as Jake, they don't tell Jake, what the deal is, man. They don't tell Jake who their true nationality, it's like what their true nationality is, Continuing on, and it reads, verse 28, as for faith, it shall flourish. Oh, and actually, before I go into that, going into, how deceit shall be quenched. Hey, man, the notion, the doctrine that the Lord did away with Israel and chose, some heathen to be his prophet, that's deception, man. That's deception, because that basically means the Lord passed the inheritance unto Ishmael. And nowhere in the scriptures does it say that, man. So continuing on, man. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that's what's going to happen in our world, all right? When we take rulership, all right? When we get to be the top nation, all right, which is going to happen soon after this devil's downfall. the truth is going to be declared. All right, how it says, in the truth which hath been so long without fruit, because these heathens went through all these lengths to try to hide it. Because you go into that confederation, the confederation of nations written of in the book of Psalms chapter 83. Then you get to see why these different philosophies make sense. And I don't say these different philosophies make sense like we follow after them, but you see why it all makes sense. They push their philosophies to keep us in the dark. But you will never find light amongst these heathens, man. You will never find it. All right. Every now and then you see a clip of these heathens, acknowledging who we are as a people, but as a whole, they're not doing that, man. All right. Like you had that video that came out years ago. It was a woman, I think she was, I don't know exactly what her nationality was, but, I think she looked Middle Eastern. She looked like she was from that region. What she was saying, she was telling, the so-called black people to wake up. So how it is that she knows it, but then someone else doesn't know it? They know, man. They know. What's the difference between her and the guy who owns the liquor store in the hood, right? They both know, man. But it's because of that confederation, and they're going to pay for that. All right? So, hey, Lord willing, Akim was edified. What I'm saying? Just tearing down, these strongholds that keep our people in the dark. All right? So with that, I'm going to say, Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rechah HaKodash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. On to the next.